Hi, Wally. I was gonna say a few things about your last mail. One thing that I kind of liked a lot is the idea of that not being the Greg Wilson thing. I have to tell you, I went to see a Greg Wilson lecture in '97 or '98, and you are, of course, absolutely correct. He did. Now that I think about it, he did do that with a coin rather than with a card. But it was immediately apparent to me at the time that this could be done with a card, of course, and so it can. And if you do that with the last phase of the Vernon Travelers, but I've never done this until I did this little routine that I sent you last. I always knew that, of course you can do this bit behind your back and just get it out from nothing. I just never tried it for some odd reason. It's just strange. Anyway, so I thought about some other old routines of mine that I've done before and that I haven't done in a while. And this one here, I think I've shown you this before, or at least something very similar, is a thing by Ben Earl. And I did it for a few years ago. But the thing about it is it requires a peak. And the peak that I typically use, you say stop. Whenever you feel like it, you say stop here. If you don't have to do anything else, you just do this sort of peak. And I just do it because it was in this Steve Drown's book, Secrets Drowned from the Underground or whatever, this peak. Okay, I mean, it's not bad, it's all right. But at the same time, I think it just looks a little weird. You can have, I mean, there's many peaks, there's, whatever peak you want to have. But one of the best peaks that I've seen in recently is in this book by that you sent me, John Bannon book, Mentalism with Cards, and it's the transfer shuffle peak, and it fits in so very nicely with this particular routine. So the way it goes is you just have somebody say stop, and of course you go through the whole thing. You say stop like this, no, I'm going to turn away, and when you turn away, you know all that. You just say stop, and so they say stop at this particular point in time, and you hold the brake, and you go through the flexing and all this crap if you want to, and then if you you hand them the cards to shuffle, and you say, okay, you're just thinking of a card, and you make sure that they understand that, I want you to just think of a random card. You want to think of another card, we can start again. This is the line from Donnie D'Artiste. You have to admit that they're just thinking of a card. It's kind of nice. You could think of any other card. You're happy with the card you're thinking of because you don't want to. You can start again. You just say it, not so loud. But you really get. The idea is to get from a peak to a thought of card. But anyway, in this particular case, it's very, very strong. So the shuffle transfer peak goes like this. You take the cards and you form a break using essentially the second half of your book break. You turn the cards over, and as you turn them over, you put them in the other hand to overhand shuffle, you catch a glimpse of this card. And it looks very disarming. You didn't glimpse anywhere else. Let's say this card, you do this. You've seen it was the seven of diamonds and seven of spades. So let's say your thought of card was the seven of spades. The idea is, I mean, if you just wanted to do it, it looks like nothing. And plus, you're doing this to say, okay, shuffle deck of cards. You shuffle them, whatever. You just preliminary shuffling them, but it's like it's a complete aside. It looks very, very disarming. But at any rate, in this trick of prayer, and also say, okay, you've got one card that you've committed yourself to, and you're thinking of this card, you got it in your mind, and I clearly have I have no shot. And if I told you that I could think that I could find your 1 in 52, the card that's a 1 in 52 chance, no, I can't. I mean, no one can, because that's that just doesn't work. It'd be chance or a trick or whatever. But I want you to take out 5 cards, and they take out 5 cards, and let's say that their card is the 7 of spades. Let's say I take out the 7 of spades. Wait, this is not. Anyway, that's not the trick. I take the 7 of spades, and then I take any other 4 cards. And so I want to take out any other 4 cards. You can look at them, not look at them, doesn't matter. And they take any 4 cards, which I absolutely have no idea what they are, and shuffle them up, and your thought of card in between. What I want you to do is I want you to look at the cards. Just give the cards a look, and whatever, think of your card. And now, when you say this, you just say you look at the cards and you concentrate on your card. And as you look at the cards, you're trying to remember the cards. So the first thing you look at is the parity. How many black cards, how many red cards. If they're all black, the parity between spades and clubs or whatever. Parity between picture cards, non-picture cards. And then if you can remember a few cards precisely, that would be good. So in this case now, obviously I've looked at the cards forever, so never mind that. But the idea is to only look at them for a second. So I already actually did, so whatever. So you could say there's a queen in there, there's 3 black cards, 2 red cards, there's, the 1 picture cards, and what have you. And you tell them, the thing about it is, the way I played around with this, the way you can get everything as a complete hit, no matter how much or how little you remember, as long as you remember at least the parity, 1 parity, so let's say there's 3 red cards and 2 black cards. Get rid of the red cards. You haven't told them the names of the red cards, but if you have one, you say, okay, there's a picture card and there's the Queen of Diamonds, just get rid of that one. You're not thinking that one. And then you say the next one, say get rid of the 2 red cards. If, let's say, you don't remember what they are precisely, then you remember the 2 cards left with you. Anyway, you have to play around with it. And I haven't done this in a very long time. And I think it's a lovely effect. And I actually did a video about this at some point. But I didn't have that shuffle transfer glimpse, so I just thought you might like it. And that's it for right now.